Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Before you get it, baby, show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. You walk right past me, pretending like you don't see what's yours for the taking tonight. Ooh, show me your soul, baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Can't you see it's way past time? How explicit do I have to be? I mean, I spell it out before you get it, baby. Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine.
I've got rhythm, I've got music. Okay, who could ask for anything more? I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it, and I hope you are too. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments, and I'm your host, Lauren Michaels Harris. Hey, everybody. Look at all you beautiful people. Welcome back to the week. How was your weekend? Mine? Ooh, I'll tell you, Jed Clampett said it best. What in tarnation happened to the weekend? I'm telling you, just like that, right? And I got a lot done this weekend. You may see have seen some of the things I posted. We had a great meal yesterday. We just hung out on the deck, did a bunch of stuff around the house. My garden, let me tell you something. When I was gone for those 10 days to the Carolinas the week before last, I came back. Stuff that was this big you can't even see it. It's big. For real. I think I got to go out there and thin it out, because I kept saying, well, I know they said just put 2 of these cucumber seeds here every so many inches, but I thought, what do they know? You know what I mean? What if these 2 don't grow? I put the whole package. Now cucumbers are taking over everything, so I got to go out there and thin some stuff out. Now, I just want to say this. I'm being honest. I'm being a little bit vulnerable today. I am actually starting next week a new segment on the show called Don't Try This at Home, because I realized I have a bad habit of not reading instructions. I'm not kidding you. Ow, I slipped off the show. Uh-oh. 59. Not even Yeah, I've been 59 a week, and I'm not. I thought I had Parkinson's yesterday because my hand was quivering. I'm just telling you what, getting old is a joy, but ooh, You better be set in here. You better have it together, or you're gonna be like. So anyway, what I was getting at is this. Okay, I think I was honest with you guys about this Friday when I talked about the yard. Did I tell you that? I did. How I got before I went on vacation. The yard people, the lawn people were like, they did the first stage of the fertilizing, which I had them do because 3 years ago I did and burnt the whole yard up. Sure did. Had to resod it, everything. So I was like, okay, where's the guy at? He's not been here for 2 weeks. Only his 2 boys have been here. I don't trust them to do it. So antsy me, what did I do? I said, well, he set the fertilizer thing, that you push for the first stage. It's probably the same. Did I read the bag for stage 2? Nope, sure didn't. Poured a whole bag in, and he had a half a bag left, and I wondered about that. But I was like, more is better. We came back from Charleston. If they'd have had a company that could have come out and spray painted my grass back to green, I'd have hired them. It looks like my yard has leprosy. I'm not kidding. So anyway, I was outside and I was asking what is greater than, what is this? Why does this always happen to me? I said, well, if you quit thinking you know everything and just read the instructions. And I said, remember back in 1987 when you bought that bookshelf and you put it together and afterwards you had 8 screws left and you go, I wonder why they gave me so many extra screws. They were not extra. 2 weeks later, that thing was falling to one side. So I am going to do better. What is the one thing that you know that you need to, that people go, why don't you just fill in the blank? I want to know. Put it in the comments. What's that thing you want to do better with? Help me and I'll help you. Let's pour into each other. Welcome again to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. Our theme this season is show me your soul and I will show you mine. And that's what we do every day. The promise is fulfilled when we come together. That promise which promise and states and guarantees that when 2 of us or more come together, something wonderful is in the air and it's going to happen. Can I get an amen? So today, I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this guy for some months, actually a couple of years, because, Sean Douglas, you guys, I know lots of you know about him, know who he is. If you don't, get ready. Today's a great day already because I'm going to introduce you to somebody you're going to be glad you've met. Sean came to the very first Power of We Symposium here in Chicago, was one of our MCs, and that's his daughter right there. See her? That is the world's greatest hugger. I am not kidding. She changed my life when she hugged me. She hugged and she wrapped her little legs and arms around me, and she was going, I'll never forget it. And I said, my goodness, you give the world's best hugs. And it changed my life. I started hugging in a different way. So I'm just telling you, from the mouths of children, the babes, I just love innocent children. They're just so wonderful. So we're going to get Sean in here. Let me tell you just a little bit. For those of you who don't know, write these names and things down. I'm going to show you some links at the end where you can keep in touch with Sean. But Sean Douglas, he's a U.S. Air Force veteran, just recently retired in the last couple months. He's a TEDx speaker, a master resilience implementer, and suicide awareness trainer. Business positioning strategist, international podcast host of Create, Launch, Monetize podcasts, and also a best-selling author. He is, in fact, a suicide survivor himself who hit rock bottom. Sean believes that you were created for a purpose, and once you unlock your true potential, you will elevate your life, which is why he founded the Success Core. Sean works with entrepreneurs, speakers, and business owners in improving their positioning in the market, increasing profitability, while decreasing anxiety and stress. So that way, their business thrives. And I can't think of a better way to start the day than to get Sean Douglas in here. You guys, put your hearts on the screen, put your hearts into this conversation today as we welcome to our stage my good friend, Sean Douglas. Here he comes. Howdy ho.
What's up, buddy?
How are you?
I'm doing amazing. How are you?
Good. You sound different since you retired.
Maybe I don't sound so stressed out.
You don't. You're like, hey, how's it going, everybody? Even before we came on the air, I noticed, I said, man,
Not all
retirement
high strung.
obviously agrees with you. Say hello to everybody, Sean. Tell them where you're at in the world and just give them a little backstory, fill in the blanks from what I read, if you could.
Yeah, absolutely. So I retired from active duty Air Force in June. So
Air Force,
20 years. Yeah, 20 years.
Yes, for all my triple nickel friends are always, I'm always the only Air Force person, if not one, only two. And you know
Right.
how they love to make it seem like we're bougie,
Oh yeah.
entitled.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Oh
it's true,
yeah.
but anyway,
I mean, I always tell people like I scored high enough on my ASVAB to have a choice of service that I went into. Just saying.
there it is. There it is. So, okay, 20, how many? 20?
20 years, yeah.
20 years. So you got out as soon as you could.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They wanted to send me to Korea. Like I got orders to Korea last year, like right around Memorial Day. Like how? Like I'm about to enter my retirement year. How? So I talked to them about like what they wanted and like all this stuff. I would have had to go to Korea this year in February, all the way to next February. And then I got a follow-on assignment to Las Vegas.
Ooh.
And my wife was like, I don't know, man. Vegas is not really like where I want to raise a 3 and a 7-year-old. Like I don't really want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, the business is doing great. I was like, I just retire. It'd be fine. And so that's what we did. I decided to deny the orders to Korea, which made me get out right at 20 years.
How do you feel now? Was there any kind of separation anxiety?
No, I already set myself up. No, I already set myself up. No, because a lot of veterans that I talk to are so done with the military, or they're upset about something, or what have you. Like, I'm so done with the military. I'm out of here. I can't wait to retire. And they're like really like kind of upset or whatever. But they never built a business. They never set themselves up for college. They never had something else outside the military. So
like a backup plan?
Right. Like you go on terminal leave for like 90 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're cool for like 90 days, sitting at the house, and then they're like, all right,
now what am I going to do?
Military paycheck's gone. I'm off terminal leave. I'm out of the military. What the hell do I do?
I wonder if they still got that opening at 7-Eleven.
Right. Right. Well, I've been building businesses since 2004. So I had already had things set up, ready to go.
I thought you were, I could tell because I was, every time it was like, if it wasn't for your radio show on, what was it? The radio voice of the airport. What was it?
Life Transformation Radio on Blog Talk Radio.
Right. And you were all over the world.
Oh yeah. All over the world. And
that was a military station, right?
No.
Platform, wasn't it?
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I was on another. Yeah, the show was syndicated to a military platform. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's actually how I found you, I think.
Yep.
Okay, and then you took your podcast where? You're still doing it, right?
No, I sold it.
Wait a minute. You can sell a podcast
for 5 figures.
How you sell a podcast?
For 5 figures, baby.
Hold on now. Ain't nobody told me about that.
Yeah, I sold it.
Bathrobe Moments to be on the market. No, it won't. Okay, not yet. But really, talk about that. How does that work?
Yeah, so I was getting ready to retire. I was around March timeframe, and I was like, told my wife, I said, I'm not sure if I could continue this on through the retirement because we moved from North Carolina to Utah. And I was like, man, I don't know if we can like keep going. I mean, I might have to, because my show was live Tuesday through Friday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, live radio. I was like, I don't know, man. I'm going to have to take a leave of absence. So like, I don't know. What am I going to do? She goes, well, I mean, you could find someone to host the show, if, just like to get back or like just so you can, for the month of June or whatever, because we had a lot of moving and everything else. I said, what if I sold it? She goes, I don't know if you could do that. So I talked to people, talked to like the industry experts and like all that stuff in radio, whatever. and we drafted up a contract and sold it in April.
Now, did you sell it to a person or to a
Yes.
car?
Nope. Sold it to a person who is in radio for the last 15 years, in podcasting, and is a voiceover artist. So it was perfect for him.
So why didn't they just start their own? Why would someone buy yours? Did you have a bunch of sponsorship? How was it?
Yep. Sponsorships, the audience, the notoriety of the show. It was a top 1% podcast. So you have a built-in
Oh,
audience
so that's why
already.
you weren't coming on my show. It had nothing to do with being too busy. Oh, I see. Oh, you didn't come on Bathrobe Moments till you sold your show. I thought, something I forgot to tell you. Bye-bye. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I was like, bye-bye. I'm kidding. Wow. Now, Sean, how did you know that was even a possibility?
Everything's a possibility if you put your mind to it.
Oh, there it is.
You
So
do
do you pop in and listen to your old show now that someone else has their DNA on it?
Oh, yeah.
And what do you think?
Oh, it's great. They've taken it to a whole other level. I mean, they've really up-leveled the show. The graphics are amazing. They actually do a show in Clubhouse, so they get a lot of Clubhouse listeners. Okay. So that's a great way to do it. It's really good. And the guest, like, he's a little more connected than I was. So it was so crazy. I was working so hard on the show in March and April. Man, I was working so hard. And so the last couple guests were so crazy. I was like, I'm going to reach for the stars. I'm going to set them off on a high note. It's going to be amazing. The last two guests on my show was Mark Victor Hansen and his wife. Mark Victor Hansen was from the Chicken Soup books. And then Bruce Kulick. Bruce
shake. Sorry. Go ahead.
Bruce Kulick, the guitarist from Kiss. That guy was on my show.
I love Kiss.
As my last guest. And I was like, dude,
so you went out with a bang.
Yeah, I was like, man, it's kind of like when you're like bowling and you're kind of sucking it up for like 2 games, and then all of a sudden, like the last couple frames of the third game, you get like a bunch of strikes. You're like, oh, I gotta play some more. Yeah, it's crazy.
So, Sean, let me ask. So, no military, no show. What are you doing with your life?
Yeah, so I ended up creating another podcast called Create, Launch, Monetize Podcast, where we show you how to create, launch, and monetize books, podcasts, speaking businesses, online and offline businesses, coaching programs, products, services, whatever you can conjure up, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to build. Me and my co-host, Anthony Frank, will show you exactly how to do it. And then...
Wait a minute. Did you say Anthony Frank?
Anthony Frank.
Anthony Frank from Las Vegas?
Anthony Frank from Las Vegas.
You know I know him.
I know you know him. I was at the event in Las Vegas.
You were at our event there?
I spoke at that event there. I've known Anthony for years.
Oh, see, I didn't know you then.
No, I was the guy trying to help.
There?
I met you there. I was the guy trying to help the guy who couldn't figure out the computer for your video and got your video to play.
Oh.
The audio guy sucked. So I took over.
There were a few things I didn't like about the Vegas thing.
Yeah.
Well, that was my first event with anybody.
Right.
And since then, I'm grateful for that, though, the Authority Maker Boot Camp, because if it weren't for that, there would be no Power of We Symposium.
Right. And I met you there. And after I had done all the interviews with all of the people, because I was in the back doing the camera thing and interviewing all of the speakers who were getting off stage. And then after that, you said, man, we got the Chicago event. You should definitely come. And then you and I got on the phone. We hooked up. It was like, boom, let's do it. And then came to Chicago.
Yeah. And since you were on our stage, we did one in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, I heard that one. I heard that one was good.
That one was great. We actually got an award from the United Nations for that, for that one. Yeah. The Global Empowerment Movement. And we're about to have another one.
Yeah.
Back in Chicago. I'll tell more about that as it moves along. That's going to be right after the new year. So,
cool.
Yeah, doing something with Well, I can't talk about it yet. Anyway. So listen, back to you. First of all, how's the family? How's your lovely wife? The
Doing
little
so good.
baby. I didn't get to know that was a little one. And
Oh
then
yeah,
of
she was
course
a
the world's
baby.
greatest hugger.
Yeah, oh my gosh, she's so smart. Mackenzie, 7 years old. She just graduated second grade in North Carolina. They do like I forget what it's called, but it's like an integrated like first and second grade class for like smart kids. I forgot what it's called. But they combined first and second graders. And you have to test into that class.
Okay.
And so she tested into that class. And so we moved to Utah, and I was like, hey, she was in a first and second grade class, like doing second grade work and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we can test her. I was like, she could move to third grade if she really wanted to. Like, what's going on, you know? And they're like, well, we'll test her and see where she's at. But at the end of school tests and all that stuff, she scored like super high in math and reading and like super smart. The 3-year-old Emerson, she is a terror. She is bossy. She is a diva. She is bougie. She is so lovable, but yet has an attitude like no other.
And how old is she?
3.
So she's talking and stuff.
Oh yeah, and she will tell you what's up.
She was just in her she was little thing.
Little baby.
Then.
Yeah, she was a little baby.
Not even, I think, a few months old, just a few months old back then.
Yeah.
Wow. So much has happened. And then tell us about the pivoting. You had a lot going on as far as opportunities and choice
Oh yeah.
to make during COVID. So how does that affect your business? And what say you about this new normal? Did you see things one way prior and now you see them differently? I know I do.
I definitely have learned that human beings are nasty and their hygiene levels are not good. Like if you like past COVID, right, you would like sneeze or something like, in your hand, or you cough in your hand or like whatever, and then just wipe it on your shirt and be like, oh, have a nice, like you shake a hand or something, right? Now everybody is so aware, like, I don't want to touch that, and let me get some hand sanitizer, which is a good thing. People are coughing in their pit like they're supposed to, and like people I think are more self-aware. Yes, they're more self-aware. They're more protective of their kids. Like, hey, don't touch that. That's dirty. Like, don't do like, you know what I mean? Because when me and you were kids, it was like, yo, pick your nose and go play in the mud and get stuff all over and whatever. And you know what I mean? We were
ain't gonna kill you. I remember.
Right? Oh, you fell down, rub some dirt on it. You'd be all right. Rub some dirt on the brew. You
30-second rule.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That.
Definitely 5-second rule. Eat off the floor. 5-second rule.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, like,
hell no. Rule?
Oh man,
I made it 30 because I want to still play for a minute. It'll be there.
Right.
Just don't step on it. Right.
So yeah, that's so bad now. Like if something like falls on the floor, like, oh, don't touch it, throw it away. Like everybody's so and I'm hoping it stays that way. But
did you get the vaccine?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh, so you one of those?
Nope, I'm not one of those.
I'm kidding. So
here's the thing. Nothing in the military is optional. Nothing. The military said, if you want to get the vaccine, you can get it. If not, no big deal. You don't have to get the vaccine. I'm like, wait a minute. So I've been pumped like 9 times with the anthrax. I've had smallpox twice. I've had the flu shot every single year for 20 years. And you're telling me that this new vaccine, safe or not, whatever, I don't care what you believe,
you have to get it,
is optional? Oh, hell no.
That's a little suspicious.
Hell no. Yeah, right. That was completely suspicious. And as I last checked, 80% of the military has already said, hell no, to that vaccine. They were like, because anything that's optional in the military probably isn't a good thing. I'm just saying. So later on, if I got to go on a plane, or if I got to go overseas or whatever, like, and I got to get the vaccine to travel, like, okay, fine, but I'm definitely not a conspiracy theorist or anti-vaxxer or any of that stuff. I've already, me and my wife already went through the COVID thing. And
you had it?
Luckily, I was not. So my wife was like toast. I mean, she
had it.
She was done. but she
She
kept
had it.
popping negative. She's
Oh.
like, I can't breathe. I'm coughing like every 10 seconds. I'm coughing. Like she was laid out for 2 days. And then a couple days later, she was like negative, negative, negative. And then I came home off duty and just laid on the couch and I fell asleep. And then I didn't wake up for work the next day. And they were like, yo, man. I was like, oh, dude, I feel like I hit by a truck. And so I went and got tested negative. And I was like, I don't know, man. And they're like, all right, just quarantine. I was quarantined for 14 days. And I swear like 8 of those days I was laid in bed, couldn't breathe. I felt like I was dying. And still pop negative every single. I've had 3 tests and always negative. I'm like, what? And this is on a military base. And I was like, I don't know, man. And they're like, well, maybe you got a bad case of the flu. And I was like, all right. But that was like February of 2020. We were like laid out.
Yeah, that's
and so
right.
right. And so her and I, like, we've always masked up. We've always always masked up. And the kids always mask up. Stayed away from people. We've never had a positive test, but I'll tell you what, that February, I felt like I was dead.
So you came through whatever that was.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Like I said, if I have to get it for travel or if I have to, whatever, then, but I'm not interested in conspiracy theories and side effects and it's good for you. Oh my gosh, you're so ridiculous if you don't get it or like what, like, I don't know, man. I feel like everything's a personal choice. Life is a personal choice. Everything's a personal choice. And you ain't got to agree with it because you ain't paying my bills.
True.
So, a lot of military dudes are like, no, man, I got it because, my wife's like autoimmune disease. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Got it. Like everything's a personal choice, man. And there's so many people that'll hate on you for whatever choice. Like I'm sure people have hated on you so many times.
Who?
For so many reasons.
Oh, tell me who. I wish they would.
I wish they would.
Honestly, if I had not had the extreme amount of haters, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Right.
Seriously. They for every person that ever let me down, I always tell my audiences, all those days that let me down, all those people that let me down, every one of them led me to you. And I mean that. I absolutely mean it. Every one of those led me to you. And so I got to ring the bell on that. You see, I got a new bell of purpose. Did I have the bell of purpose when you were on the show before?
That's amazing.
Well, it started in season 3. We're in season 5 now, 5th year. And now this is the brand new.
Oh, that's cool.
Improved. I mean, that's a bell, ain't it? Got this for my birthday.
Wow.
I know. So things are really moving along. So Sean,
I've watched you grow, man. It's been amazing. It's been amazing watching you grow.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It's just a testament that, like, if you put in the work and if you like are passionate about something and you're working towards it and you're doing it, because when you're in it, man, like even Life Transformation Radio, man, I'm like 100 episodes in. And I've had dudes like Frank Shankowitz, who I totally miss. He passed away earlier in the year.
Ago, right?
Yeah, in March. Yeah. That was tough.
You knew Frank?
I did, yeah.
He was friends on Facebook, but I never got to any of the events or anything and met him. A lot of people we know.
We've had phone conversations. He was on my show. He was an Air Force veteran. I met him in 2016, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got to have you on the show. I'm about to start the show. And he's like, you let me know when. I didn't even realize he was an Air Force veteran from 60 to 64. I had no idea. I had Bruce Buffer from the UFC on the show. I had Tom Ziegler, who is Zig Ziglar's son. Incredible episode. I had a lot of high level people, right? 100, 200, 300 episodes in. And I'm like, man, I got to take this somewhere. Like, I feel like I'm not, and everybody's like, oh my gosh, your show's amazing. Like, you're so doing good. It doesn't feel like it when you're in it. But I mean, you went from a Facebook show with the little dude in the corner, or whoever your guest was in the corner. You know what I mean? Like,
I remember those days.
Remember? And you had to like bring them on the screen, and and then now you're on E360. You got some sponsors. You're doing events. I mean, you're killing it, man. Like, just a testament to just hard work and grinding it out and having a lot of passion and a great support system and people who want to see you thrive. And I'm just so
Amen.
happy for you.
Thank you. It's the law of attraction and
Yeah.
just really believing, just really believing in what is greater than, that there are
Yeah.
no mistakes in this journey. There may be some missteps, but never mistakes. And I believe that. When we return, everyone, with Sean Douglas, we're going to talk more about where he's headed and what he can do to help you maybe with your business, your message, your life. That and more when we return. Don't you dare go away. We'll be right back.
No one ever sees me I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, I'm losing every battle.
Alrighty, I'm back, and our guest, while he's feasting on some of our craft food table back in the green room, Sean Douglas. Before we bring him in, I just wanted to thank all of you for joining us here today, starting our week off in a great way. Really quick, I want you to mark your calendars for those of you in the Chicagoland. Teresa Griffin, you guys remember her from Celebrity Week last year, and I was just on her show the other day. She's also now on E360 television. Excuse me, a lot of you remember her from The Voice. Also background singer for Patti LaBelle, Diana Ross, people like that. And she has this event here in Chicago coming up on August 1st, and I will be emceeing it. So if you want to know more about that, this will be posted on my page. It's going to be pinned to the top. I might even turn it into a banner, but you don't want to miss it. It's a great thing to celebrating our 2021 graduates. It is a laptop event, and it's just going to be a great day. So if you would like to know more about that, please let me know. And also, I just want to say thank you, Jesus. Thank you, universe. We are in the back inside cover of the wonderful Heart of Hollywood magazine, and we have a 2-year contract. They brought us aboard, and starting the next issue, we're actually going to be on the very back. So just to let you know, never give up, never give up. Keep going, and keep going. So Sean Douglas is back with us. What is that? Wait a minute. Okay, I'm trying to get rid of that. There we go. Welcome back. Before we went on break, I was just kind of getting caught up on everything that's happened in your life. And now I thought it'd be a great time for you. Why don't you tell people what Success Corps is all about? What's your main jam right now? What is it you get up for outside of that beautiful family of yours?
Oh, yeah. So what we're doing is the Success Corps is an entrepreneurship speaker, podcaster, business owner academy. And what we do is we work with you to create, launch, and monetize the books, the podcasts. If you want to be a bestseller, we'll, market all that, but it's a positioning agency. It's exactly what the Success Corps is a positioning agency. Positioning is everything. If you are not positioned correctly in the marketplace, then you won't thrive. And a lot of people try to compare themselves and they try to be like everybody else. Or what they do is they compare themselves to say, well, that place does that, but we're a little different. We're like that place, but we're different. Well, you can't compare because you'll reinforce the other person's brand. It's like Burger King's always like, not McDonald's, but like we're a real burger place. Well, you just reinforce their brand. Anytime that you say, we're better than this place, you've reinforced that other place's brand, because now people are like, you don't say, challenge accepted.
Well, let me go see. And
Let
then
me
they go
go
over
see
there and
that.
end up liking them better.
Yep. And you reinforce the other person's brand. So positioning
That's a
is
hard
everything.
job you have.
I
If
mean,
you ask me,
yeah,
not hard in knowing what you know,
right.
but
Yeah, no, it
hard
is.
to
Yeah.
get the person coming to you
Yeah.
to let take that death grip off that
Yes.
mindset, which brought them there, which they forget about the minute the ink is dry. I know,
Yes.
because it happens in my brand. But
Oh,
so,
yeah.
how do you find your people, and what's a good fit? Tell us, describe what a good,
Absolutely.
perfect client for you is.
Absolutely. Where I find the people that we're working with are podcast listeners who listen to my content and they say, "Oh my God, I'd love to work with you. I love what you're saying," and whatever.
Mhm.
Somebody here might be listening to our conversation and go, "Oh, that's cool. Like, I'd love to know more." And then we get on a call and we lay out the package. So mostly podcast guests, or not podcast, but podcast listeners. When I'm a guest, I'll do some Facebook lives. I make YouTube videos, virtual summits. That's all where everything's coming from right now. The perfect person has money. That's always a great qualification. Like
Mhm.
you've got some income, right? Too many times people are having conversations with broke people who don't have two nickels to rub together. They're passionate about what they want to do, but they get on a call with them and they're like, "Oh yeah, I can't afford your $1,000 program. I'm really sorry." Okay. They have a lot of these calls.
So
So
wait a minute. Are they coming into your academy? So is it like a digital online training program? Is it
yes,
one-on-one? Is it live? Is it
yes,
mixed?
yes, all of it.
All of that.
It's a whole program.
So what do you help people do? Okay, positioning.
Yep. So
I know.
positioning is how the marketplace receives and perceives the value that you deliver. So what we do is we repackage everything that you have into one concise, clear-cut message.
What if all that stuff's already in a message? You know
How
what
do
I'm
you
saying? What
know?
if they have that part? Because I know you can have your messaging. You can have. Okay, I'm speaking from my own experience because I just did this. I mean, matter of fact, just pulled the trigger Friday.
Okay.
And we have meetings this week to get the teams and everything. My little whiteboard's all set up over there.
Yeah,
But
right.
the thing is, because that was it. I have a lot of positioning pieces. Have a book, got the CDs,
Well, yeah.
all these different things. Discover the speaker, author in you, slam the hammer, on and a power of we, next
Yep.
impactor. And all of them were like it was almost like instead of cooking everything in the main kitchen of the restaurant, I had a hot plate in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I had a grill out in the parking lot. You see what I'm saying? I was cooking
A lot of people
all over
do.
the place.
A
Right.
lot of people do.
Burning everything or forgetting it was, it just
Yep.
wasn't coming out of the kitchen right.
Right.
Hot and ready to eat. You see?
Right.
And I really look at our content as nourishment. Just like when people go to church for it, they go there to be fed. They're going for their bread.
Absolutely.
So first of all, I know now that I'm happy with my menu. Let's put it that way. I'm happy with all the little descriptives and the calorie count. I know that there is nothing I put out that is 0 calorie content, the equivalent of styrofoam, no taste, no smell, no experience. But I still had all these things that were being cooked in all these different places.
Yep.
And didn't know how to make the restaurant thrive. So tell me about when a person comes, though. Let's talk about this. Let's start with books. People that them, they have books, and a lot of us go to those little before COVID, those little meet ups and stuff where you get to have lunch and you stand up. Hi, my name is so and so, and here's my book. And they do it week after week after week. But then they got boxes of books in the basement. Back boxes in the trunk of the car, up in the closet in the guest room, then gave them to everybody they could for Christmas, sometimes twice. And still, it's not clicking that this isn't helping facilitate or grow my overall purpose. Talk about that. How do you get people beyond that to see these positioning pieces as nothing more than a positioning piece? It ain't going to make you famous overnight.
Right. So you have to answer 3 questions. 1, What am I willing to do more of than anybody else? And you never compare. You never, ever compare. What am I willing to do more of than anybody else? And you can talk about that in your coaching package, right? So a lot of us have gotten coaches. A lot of us have taken courses, whatever. A lot of people value stack. And I hate it when I'm at an event and they're like,
what is that?
You're going to get, so a value stack is like, all right, Lauren, you're going to do business with me. I'm going to teach you how to be a speaker and I'm going to position your business. You're going to get my positioning guide worth $100. You're going to get my speaking book worth $1,000. You're going to get my this, and this for $5,000. We're going to get you on video and everything else and get you in the media worth $5,000. And by the time I value stack the package, it's a $25,000 package. But I'm going to sell it to you today only for $1,997. And so they always do this when you sell at events. They always do this crap. They value stack and value stack and value stack and value stack.
Lucy, if you keep doing that, you're going to be the cat formerly known as Lucy. Yes, I see you looking at me. Stop that. You have a scratching post for that, not the first.
Oh, boy.
You lucky there's witnesses. I'm just saying, I don't want any hate mail from the SPC, whatever that is. But anyway, okay.
Yeah. So they value stack and value stack and value stack and value stack. And they're like, it is $25,000 value that you're going to get, but we're going to sell it to you for $2,000. Like, it's so ridiculous. It's like, where do they come up with these numbers? I don't understand where they come up with these numbers at all. So you have to be willing to do more than anybody else. Second thing. Second thing.
Okay.
What are you willing to do differently than anybody else?
That's
different cells. Different cells. And again, not comparing. Not saying, well, this other show does it this way. Maybe I should do it this way. You are the differentiating factor.
Let's talk about that for a second. Because I'm about to do that next month at the Star Trek thing. And I'm going to keep it real with you. Even this morning at the health club. I'm going through it in my mind because I just really started storyboarding it out this weekend. And from the very beginning, since I got booked there, I've been getting the download, Lauren, you must do something they've never seen. Right. You must drop something on that stage they've never experienced. Right. This is the time. And that, when you're walking around it, I feel like, remember the Beat It video with Michael Jackson? And he's with that real gang member and they got those knives and they go, doom, doom, doom. I feel like I'm doing that at first because I'm like, something they never, that is a hard bite of the apple.
Oh, yeah.
It's scary. There's no proof of concept. There's no reference point. You imagine dead silence, not in a good way, crickets, all these things. What do you do to help people find that thing? Because I'm a believer. Here's my little intention pin that everything I do comes through me, not from me. I don't have writer's block because I don't come up with nothing. I don't. I'm the conduit. So how does that kind of what about a person like me? When I come and I say, well, Sean, I don't come up with the shit. It just,
So for you, you've got a lot going on that you could do something different. I would ask the event organizers, what are some of the things that you have seen that really responds with the crowd? Like what type of things, happen? You could open with a really cool opener video. You could open.
Oh, I got what I'm going to do.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I got what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm like, okay, let me put it this way.
Factor?
You ever been drinking and then you get creative, everybody went to bed and you're like, you're a little buzzed or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this shit is good, right? I'm doing some, and then you wake up the next day, you're like, in the light of day, maybe it isn't that good. You know what I'm saying? It feels good. It's that kind of thing without the alcohol, where it feels good. It looks good to run through in my mind and stuff. And even working it out, I started staging it yesterday, blocking it. But still, there's that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how do you help people embrace their fears? Because I know you do.
Oh, yeah.
How do you help people embrace their fears? Because that's often the blockade.
Number one, way to get past fear, anxiety, stress, depression, gratitude.
What?
Gratitude.
Did you say what I think you said?
Gratitude is scientifically linked to lowering your anxiety, stress, and depression.
Wow. Did you
And
guys hear that? Gratitude.
and gratitude is the number one way that people connect, which is the third question you have to ask yourself. How will I connect?
That's a good one.
So what am I willing to do more of? What am I willing to do differently? And how will I connect? And so in the fall, I myself am rolling out a TV show about gratitude, and we're going to travel around and we're going to interview people. And let's say, like, I ask somebody, like, hey, what are you grateful for? Like what is really going on here? Like, what are you grateful for? And they say, oh, like my mom. I'm so grateful for my mom. And like, well, when is the last time you told your mom? I want them to call their mom right now, and I want to put them on speakerphone, and I want that person to tell their mom that they're grateful for their mom and why they're grateful, and just have an amazing heart-to-heart conversation right there on the show. Like out and about, like at a park, at a restaurant, like wherever. We're to do it wherever. So there is no show out there that is showcasing gratitude.
Oh, wait a minute now.
So we're going to have gratitude in action. Gratitude in action.
There's Gratitude Unfiltered.
I haven't heard of that one.
You never heard of that? Y'all put it in the comments. Y'all know it's on.
I'm going to have to check it out. I'm going to have to check it out.
Joshua T. Birdland.
Yeah.
You were on the floor with him.
That's a podcast. No, I thought that was just a podcast.
No, he's in television. He's an executive producer at E360, just like me.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I thought it was just a podcast.
No, we've been there 3 years.
Wow. Okay, very cool.
Come home now.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I remember him. Yeah, I do remember him.
Yeah, okay. He has an entire gratitude network.
That's awesome.
Chain of channels with a bunch of, just saying.
Wow. I'm going to check that out.
Holla at him. Maybe
I'm
going to do something together.
Yes, I'm going to have to check that out.
Yes, Gratitude Unfiltered. See, they're all, look at the hearts. Yes, Gratitude Unfiltered.
That's amazing.
Got to give a shout out to my homie.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this, Sean. You know, because you're kind of in this thing, and I'm just, can I be out there with it?
Sure.
Okay, because we're going back to the Vegas thing, and I'm gonna tell you, you guys have heard this, all those of you out there, when I've talked about Power of We, and Jason Cisneros has been on the show, and we get to how it came about. Even though I was a split partner in the thing, and there were some things, I'm just gonna keep it real about that selling. And I, to this day, do not sell from my stages. Right. I don't. My mastermind is free. I don't sell when people are coming to me for content, or even when I go places and they say, well, I'm on those summits. A lot of those summits during the I was very choosy during the pandemic, and they're like, well, what do you want to give? What's your gift to the? And I was like, my gift is my content. My gift is a 1 hour conversation if they want it. Okay, I'm not going to tell you I'm going to give you some $12,000 program that I know is really $500. And I mark the X through it or a red line to make you think, it's some PDF that I print out. I'm not going down that road. I'm just not going to do it. That's like you said, it's a personal choice. And I know the thing that I did not like about Vegas, and it's my own event, half my own event, is what some of the people who had paid to be there, the way they were going about it, comparing notes of who was in the audience, and she doesn't have any money, don't waste your time. I'm just keeping it real. I looked at that. I didn't know it existed, and I don't want it to exist in my world. What do you say about that kind of thing? And how does a person know, all that gold, all that glitters isn't gold, all money isn't good money? You got to know when to hold them. You got to know when to fold them. I go with my INs: instinct, integrity, intellectual mindset, insight, all those things that come from someplace other than myself. How do you do it, and how do you show your people through this academy know when to turn, when to stay put?
Right. Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't I don't get into the salesy, sleazy, spammy, just ridiculousness that happens from stage. I watched a guy at an event one time close like 250,000 or 300,000 or whatever it was from was like 120 people or something like that event, 150 people or something like that at an event. And his program was like 10,000 or something that, and then he had other things to sell. And like, anyway.
And people are walking around signing up people. And
yep. And so we're at dinner or whatever. And he's talking about, all the, I cleared like 250. Like he's, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Whatever. And then he's like, yeah, but like 30% of them like charged back, well, it's because you NLP'd them to death. You can tell. You could like, there's languaging, right? There's like, so here's what happens. If I'm on stage and I say, and this is, I'll tell you, and this is exactly what happens. If you're on stage and you hear somebody go, I'm going to talk to you about this, 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 and this. And then they get to that first point. And they say, by now, you should be able to go do that one thing. Later on in the talk, by now, you should be able to put those two things together and you should be able to do this one thing. Later on, by now, you should be able to later on. By now, I've taught you all this and all this and all this, and you should be able to put it together. Here in a minute, I'm going to have an offer for you. By now, you should be able to all you've heard in your head is by now. By now.
B-U-Y.
By now.
You think it's B-Y, but it's B-U-Y.
By now. By now. And then he says, all right, I have an offer in the back. It's going to be X amount of dollars. Here's your value. And if you buy now, you've heard the trigger word. If you buy now, I'm going to throw in this extra thing. Everybody starts running to the back of the room because you got NLP'd. You got played. That's how it works. It's languaging. And it's the people that use it the most. And you can see it, man. You can see it. You're like, why do I have such an urge to buy all of a sudden? If you're emotionally intelligent here and here, you'll be able to see right past the BS. If you're ever sitting at an event going, man, I really want to buy that, figure out why immediately. Is it because you think
you would need to know that before you bought the ticket to that?
Yep, but they'll never tell you.
Sean,
they'll never tell you that.
What is this thing? 5 years ago, with my very first coach, the one I wrote this book with, Barry Schimmel, we wrote this book. And we also did my first online digital training program. And it had a retail price of $2,500 and we sold like 70 some, right?
Yeah.
But then after that third quarter, we had a meeting and I was like, well, show me the numbers. How are people doing in the program? And when they said, well, only 2% of them have actually watched the welcome video.
Yep.
And I remember most of those qualifying calls, how people were like, not knowing where they were going to find the money, this, that, and the other. I heard all the stories, but I'm going to trust you, Lauren, and da-da-da. And then they get it and they don't use it. So I pulled that program. I don't want to, I feel like I'm dropping the ball. If they're not being actionable,
right,
then I'm not resonating somewhere where I need to be resonating. And that's not on them. That's on me. Talk about, this is why I think it's important. When people are coming to you and they're getting positioned and they're figuring out how to make, because systems run businesses and people run systems. So when they come and they get all this stuff together, talk about this part, the manner in which we bless other people. Gift other people, are of service to other people is exactly, in my opinion, the way that it will come to us. And so you see what I'm saying? So how important is it that a person values their own content enough that results is the most important part of the equation? Not the dollar, not the routing number, not the credit card. The results. I tell people, I don't work with you for your credit card. Do what you just did. Step out of integrity one more time. The next sound from my camp to yours will be those Cash App coins being brought back to your account.
Right.
I don't want your money. I want your testimonial.
Yep.
Talk about that. Why is that so important to some and not important at all to others?
If you ever seen on the bottom of a graphic or a video or an event or something, and it says results are not typical.
Yeah.
That is a surefire way that they want your money. surefire way. Some people are like, oh no, that's a legal thing. That's a
Disclaimer.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you something. I've been building businesses since 2004. Built 4 while serving in the military. 3 of them went to multiple 6 figures.
Yeah.
I've coached a lot of people on building podcasts. I built a lot of speaker businesses, and I've got guides that will teach people how to do that. I've got podcast marketing guides. I've got anything you want. I work for the results because you're known for your results. You ain't known for your bank account. Ain't nobody.
Right.
I have no idea how much Lauren ain't got, $5 or 500,000. I have no freaking idea, but I know his results, right? So you're known by your results. You're known by the testimonials. If you're you can always find somebody and pay him $20 and be like, hey man, give me an awesome testimony about how great I am. Pay him $20. You could do that.
Or you could get some A-lister and pay a whole lot more.
Right. I know people who do that. I know people who do that. $5,000 for Kevin Harrington to give you a shout out.
Yeah. Or when they go, listen to this. When they go, I ain't giving their names, but 2 top people when I was beginning. They were the ones sitting in the speaker dinners and stuff next to me. And I didn't know who their names were and stuff.
Right.
You know, and then you see, oh, here we are at the pyramids. And it looks like they're coaching or whatever. Then I saw the same pyramids with this other person. Oh, here we are presenting at Google.
Yep.
And that same other person, here I am presenting at Google. But you only see them walking past the logo inside the building or something. And we assume the rest. Just like when they're standing on JT Fox's stage going like this, and you see the back of them, and you see all the audience. They paid to get out there. And see, so to me, that's like a filter.
Yep.
On Instagram or on TikTok or whatever, you know good and well that person don't have a tongue, hopefully not, that rolls all the way out to the floor and back up, or some ears that pop out, you know, or their eyebrows or whatever. Right. So it's not authentic. Mm-hmm. I don't feel that will ever be blessed. Fake, false, partial, angle, any of that.
Right.
Any of that. And it was a big thing before COVID. I think it's that truth and authenticity is after that ass now, though.
Oh yeah. You know what's crazy is a lot of people's businesses got shut down in COVID
because they were built on sticks.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, quite a few people that I would have never imagined, and I've had conversations with them. You know, they're like, "Hey, just kind of want to see what you're up to, and like, could you help me? Whatever." I'm like, "Really? Like, thought you were raking in all this money. I thought you were, you know." And
people either failed or flourished.
People, I mean, we thrived like crazy. I mean, we built a bunch of podcasts, a bunch of books, you know, launched all that stuff. I did a whole bunch of virtual events. I mean, we made more money and worked with more clients last year because everybody was stuck at home. So what were they doing? They were building podcasts and writing books.
Right.
That's what they were doing.
Before we get out of here, we're going to go a couple minutes over today, folks. And we're going to get out. I got to get out, make sure I get paid. So listen real quick. Sorry, Sean. I meant to do this one after the first one. Listen, you guys, if you're going to reach for a power drink, you're going to reach for a Diet Coke or something like that, some Kool-Aid, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Listen, this is easy. Pop the top, drink it down. You get 60 calories a can, 2 full servings of vegetables, and it is 100% vegetable juice. Don't wait like I did for decades while I was putting on the 39-inch waist, waiting until after I devoured all those other things that weren't so good, weren't serving me, to say, oops, I could have had a V8. Get yours today. You'll find them in your juice aisle at your local grocer. V8. Get yours today. Okay. Wait.
That stuff's really good.
I know it. I'm actually hooked now. So
yeah. Some of those, and they have different ones too. They have like different flavors and
spicy and all. I haven't tried any of them. I do drink the low sodium one though.
That's good.
So I like that. So Sean, as we get out of here, I can't believe how fast this time is going because we've been away from each other so long, and I got to get you back. I'd like to get you back, you and your co-host, if you want to ever come on and promote your show. We would love to have you for that. If people would like to, that's you all, your people, or those of you that will be watching the replay. This is a free group, right?
Yep. Free
On
group.
Facebook. There it
Yep.
is. I'm also going to drop this into the comments at the conclusion of today's broadcast. So it's going to be just one click away for you. If Instagram is your jam, here's that lane to travel to, Sean, through. And also, finally, the website, www.thesuccesscore.com. Sean, I just love you. I love your family. You've been a part of my life since the very beginning of this career for me, and I'm so glad that you've got more time now to get out here and be a part of some of the things we're doing. I look forward to everything you have. And listen, if there's anything we can ever do from the Bathrobe Moments camp to be of service, you need only ask. So would you like to have your own Jerry Springer's final thought moment right here?
I love that. You're so funny. Yeah, man. I love what you're doing. I have seen you grow since the beginning, and it has been an honor watching you. I think that the best moment is yet to come. There's so much potential and so many more moments for you coming.
Amen.
If someone has not watched the Goalcast video, I have shared that thing out everywhere. I mean, it's emotional. I told him before everybody, I was like, you need to do like voiceover acting and everything else, because I can read you. I could listen to you all day, read the phone book. Like I love your voice. I love your personality. I love everything about you. So you're just a rock star. What I want to tell everybody right now is that you have the power to say this is not how my story ends. You have the ability to turn the page and write a new chapter. But today is the day that you make the decision to turn that page and start writing your success story, because everyone is excuse me. I had something in my throat. Everybody is positioned for greatness.
Everyone. I believe it. Ringing the bell, y'all. Couldn't have said it better myself. I believe every single syllable of what just came out of Sean Douglas's mouth, and I hope you do as well. As we leave today, I want to remind you that in order to live your very best life, all you have to do is remind yourself at least once a day, the next person or situation that I encounter, I will leave it better than the way I found it. Do that just once a day and watch what happens. Get out there now and do what we do. We love up on everyone we can, and remember that tomorrow is the beginning of a new day. So listen, I want to meet you guys tomorrow morning, God willing, out front on the front porch for our next installment of Bathrobe Moments. Get out today and be the blessing you'd like to see in the world. God bless you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Bye, Sean. Thank you so much.
Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you give